We're excited right now to get on the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude makes the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. And talk to Mr. Jon Jansen, former Redskin. John, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing okay. BMitch, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. You still blocking everybody coming your way?
Hey, no one gets in my way.
Oh, yeah, man. How you been, man? How you been?
I'm doing good, and obviously happy to come away. Now that I'm in Detroit, come away with a win. So things are looking good, but I feel for my Commanders, getting a little beat up over there physically. A lot of injuries. So it was a tough watch.
See, John, I want to ask you that because, I know how I talk about injuries and things, and I'm always believing the next guy step up because, hell, that's how I got my job. You understand how injuries can affect the football team. You watch it last year there in Detroit. They had tons of injuries, but they were able to withstand a lot of it because that team was built over the 4 or 5 year period. Washington, in his second year of a rebuild, having all these injuries, how does that affect the football team?
Well, I mean, it affects it because, if you've been at it for 4 or 5 years, right, and you've put all your resources, whether it's through free agency, through the draft, and this is where those 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round picks all start to create depth. And you're not going to hit on all of them, but if you've had 4 years to build up that depth and the culture of the guys that you're trying to bring in, and they understand after their 3rd year, maybe they haven't had maybe they haven't had any time on the field, yet you've kept them around, and they've been up and down on the practice squad. They've seen other guys make that trip from practice squad to roster to playing to then getting paid. It just takes time, and you do have to have that next man up mentality, and you've got to be ready because, at BMitch, you know this. You don't know when your time is going to come, and it may be you're second on the depth chart, you're 3rd, you're 4th, you're on the practice squad. All of a sudden, rash of injuries happen at a position, you're called upon, and you better be ready because if you're not, that opportunity may not come around again.
Totally.
John, obviously you had a ton of success here. You're back in Detroit, doing all sorts of media with the University of Michigan, the Detroit Lions. Started 123 games here. The organization must mean something to you. When you watched that thing last night, how shocked were you by Washington's defense?
Well, I think the thing I was most disappointed in is just the lack of discipline. And whether it's, Deron Payne, and I understand frustrations, whether it's him, punching a guy in Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's just, I hate to watch a football game where there's a lack of discipline and then there's a lack of physicality. If you're going to lose at the line of scrimmage, and hey, I know everyone's beat up at this time of the year, but you could still go out and play a physical brand of football. Mm-hmm. And I always use the basketball analogy. Your shot may not always be there, but you can always play defense and you can always be physical. You can always rebound. Those are the things that you have to count on every single game. And to see that it wasn't there, that they were getting pushed around, it hurts. And I do have a lot of loyalty still to the Washington franchise because I spent a decade there, and I hate to see a team get pushed around like that.
They sure did last night. You mentioned the Payne thing. Did you, talking with folks from the Detroit side, the folks here claim St. Brown maybe threw a punch earlier that didn't get flagged. Did you see anything, notice anything, or is that kind of just football to you?
I didn't see it, so I'm obviously watching the TV copy, and if he said if it happened a couple of plays earlier, watching the replay of his hit on Amon-Ra St. Brown, it appeared to me like Amon-Ra was 2 or 3 feet away or 2 or 3 yards away walking by, and he took the uppercut. If it happened a couple of plays earlier, I can't speak to that. I didn't see it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. But BMitch, you and I both know they never get the first guy.
There you go.
It's always the guy that comes back at you. So it's so early in the game, too. You're going to get another drive. You're going to get another chance to take a shot at a guy legally on the field. That's when you have to do it because your time will come.
Yeah. Amen. I see that totally. The thing about it, we sit up here, and then we have a lot of people questioning the scheme of the defense and different things on the team. You spoke about go out, play with some energy, play with some type of force. Speak on that about players just having that mindset. Well, I don't care if the coach give me a bad scheme. I'm gonna make the play work.
Yeah, I mean, you go out there and, every guy knows that some guys are a little bit more comfortable than others in terms of contract, how much money they've made, but your name's still on the back of that jersey. And you're putting on film what you want 31 other teams to see that fans around the country are going to be watching. This game was at 4:20. There's only a couple other games going on at that time. Every single individual fan wanted to see the Commanders and the Lions. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the highest rated game in that time slot just because of what happened in the playoffs last year. And you knew Detroit was going to come loaded for bear. That hurt to lose the way that they did in the postseason. So whether or not Jaden Daniels was going, whether or not Terry McLaurin was going, it doesn't matter. You've got to go out there and continue to perform every single time, no matter if you like the scheme or if you don't. If you're bummed that your quarterback's out, it doesn't matter. You're still going to play the game. You're still going to tee it up, and you're going to play 60 minutes.
John, specifically last night, Detroit seemed to get anything they wanted in the run game. Were you surprised just how efficient Detroit was with Gibbs and on third downs? I mean, their offense was just unstoppable, and it had been relatively clunky for the last month or so.
Well, it had been, and the surprise that I found out early was that Dan Campbell was calling the plays. That has been John Morton been calling the plays. Dan took that over early in the week, and so I wasn't surprised that the offensive line came out and played the way that they did, simply because when they played against Minnesota a week ago, they got worked over, and that was the worst I'd seen that offensive line play probably in 3 years. Not the standard that, as fans, we've become accustomed to see it. And Hank Fraley and BMitch, I know you know Hank from your time in Philly.
Yes.
He's a very prideful guy. You know that there were some sour feelings for 7 days in that room, and it wouldn't have mattered if it was Washington, if it was LA, it didn't matter who it was. They were going to come out and make someone pay for it. I was just surprised that Washington didn't know that that's how they were going to come out. You challenge a team, you put their backs up against the wall, you make them look bad, even if you weren't the ones that did it, they're going to come out scratching and clawing and fighting.
And they sure did last night.
They did that.
John, we appreciate you making time for us, man. Everybody should check out John on weekday mornings on 97.1 The Ticket in Detroit. There's still a lot of love for John Jansen here in Washington, man. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, my shoulders, thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. You guys take care, and I'll just take a quick moment. I'm going to be out there for the Maryland-Michigan game. Always love to see Washington fans stop by, say hi, and I love the fans. So I miss you guys, but I'll see you guys soon.
All right, everybody go check out Jon Jansen
cool, man.
in College Park when the Terps take on the Wolverines. Give him a follow at Jon Jansen 77. Remember he played like half a season with 2 broken thumbs? Yeah. I remember John Madden always circling
John
that.
John and James Jenkins, bro.
Tough guys.
Ooh.